It's Aries New Moon tomorrow, the 8th of April 2024, and today is the 7th of April, and so we're on the eve of New Moon of Aries, and I'm really grateful for you all for showing up, and I am looking forward to creating and cultivating the group field together. For the energies that are coming to this earth, to this planet. And I only realize now that, or recently, that the work that I've also been doing, offering something, and it's not only me preparing my vessel here for the energies that are coming. It's not only about me practicing how to do this, but it is about us all, how to prepare, how to recalibrate ourselves, and how to know when our system is receptive and when it is needing some time to back off a bit from the fire. And I mention the word fire now because the fire is an integral element of Aries. It is representing the first aspect of monad, the will or power, and at the same time as there is that one aspect of the monadic energy, will, power, or love, wisdom, or active intelligence, there are 3 layers within each of these monadic energies, and obviously they have different names to them, but the one that is represented or related to, that's the better word, related to the will and power, the 2 layers are purpose and will. Those 2 are the duality aspects of the one being, the state of being, one being. And so in the full moon meditation, we explored a bit the duality of purpose and will through embodied practice, and we activated the core with the help of the core activation meditation. And today my desire, my intuition is just to let that doing to come to more stillness, so that we can hear and receive and be the vessels of the one being behind the duality. And in that being, we can each of us serve as a vessel for that one being. So we are all leaders here, even though I'm guiding this meditation. It's all of us, it's each of us that is part of this group being, this part of this one life. And it obviously it extends outside this group that is life, present life here. But that now that we are here, and those who are joining through the replay, I invite you to, as we begin, to feel into the group field, to feel into the space that we are sharing together today and from now on for the next year, regardless of you attending to these meditations or not. So as part of humanity, you are part of this group soul, group being, And so if today there is a revelation, if there is an opening that brings you clarity, brings you information, brings you insights, or through sensing, as anything that can be planted over this new moon for the upcoming year, for yourself, but also for the group being, for this group being here that we are journeying together. But it can also, as an extension of the whole big humanity, it is also a seed for the whole of humanity, all of the whole planet. My intention is that I am not necessarily taking the full 90 minutes today. I had a food poisoning last night, and I've been thrown up last night, and I did not sleep. So I just I'm okay, I'm better now. It's just that I'm feeling like, okay, I gotta take care of this vessel here. And what I've shared about Aries before, for those who hear this for the first time, I have this tendency that, okay, I've said it once, I don't need to repeat it. But obviously, I mean, I don't need to repeat it because people don't want me to repeat things. They don't want to hear things, same things all over again. But obviously, there are new people listening than they were a year ago. And so just to give the keynotes of Aries. And the keynotes of the sign Aries are 4 in number. And they all have the same idea. In the teachings of Alice Bailey, the keynotes are expressed so that the first one is to express the will to be and do. Unfold the power to manifest is the second. Third one is enter into battle for the Lord. And the fourth one is arrive at unity through effort. And so this represents the whole journey from now, from Aries to Capricorn to Aquarius to Pisces, the whole year, the whole cycle. So it is a representation of this keynote within this season, yes. But what we initiate, Aries is an initiator. So what Aries initiate is, it brings up the solar fire that feeds the soul initiation, and the battles are fought later in the cycle, especially in the Scorpio season, and the initiation or the culmination of this idea that is represented in Aries comes into manifestation. That this idea of God turns into the plan of God in Capricorn. So we have this opportunity each year to go through a process where we attune to the will and the purpose and being of God, the fire of God. And then it starts its descent. So we become more aware of that, what's happening in ourselves and around us. And it starts its descent into the physical form. whether that be your soul or your soul mission or your even monadic initiation, so that you dilate your monadic opening, depending on at what stage you are at on this path. And that is why I wanted to take this meditation, particularly on the moon, to listen to the ideas. Why it's ideas is that the mantra of Aries calls, that when the soul calls the arising sign, is that the seed must be planted into the center. So we enter the empty center, we identify ourselves with the monadic fire. And the response from the pledged disciple is, I come forth, and from the plane of mind I rule. And from the plane of mind means not the concrete mind of the personality, but the higher plane of mind of the soul. And that is why Mercury is important, an important planet on this, in the sign. It is the bridge between those two layers of mind, the concrete personality mind and the higher mind of the soul. Mars brings in the energy of destruction, of the first ray of monadic, or the monadic energy of the first ray. And then Uranus brings in the energy of the seventh ray, which is to bring in or unite spirit and matter. So not necessarily only personality and soul, but spirit and matter together with this electric fire and fire by friction. So not only when we are experiencing this eclipse season and things are in a turmoil, it's not only because of the eclipse season, it's also because of this particular quality of fire that Aries brings. And so it burns through, it destroys, it brings in the energies of destruction, reorganization, or destruction, purification, reorganization, and integration. So we are burning whatever is not serving us anymore. And we are not only destroying things out of the need to destroy, but we are creating more space for life. And that life is the seed that we are planting together. I guess this is it that I want to share today. Are there any questions or sharings that want to come up at this point? Either through the chat or unmuting yourself. If not, then we'll go on to our guided journey. And keep sensing through your sensed doors anything that wants to come through you today. Keep listening, keep seeing through your higher eye, keep tasting, smelling, and using also your tactile sense to receive how things feel. So it may be that the idea of God is not represented through words. It can be, but it can also be through some other form of communication. So just stay available and to that. And I invite you to, as always, to find a posture that feels comfortable for you, safe enough for you, so that no matter where you are, what happens in the journey together today, that you can feel safe and you can come out of the survival of needing to take care of your needs. So if there's anything that your body needs right now, just take care of that right now. And also during the journey, uh, if there are impulses coming from your body that there's something that it needs, follow that impulse and witness and observe what's happening, as the body also transmits its wisdom and transmits the dark light, the one life at each atom, the same dark light that is found at the center of the galaxy. And allow yourself to continue our journey with the being and doing and striving and surrendering a bit further. And notice where you are at right now. Are you striving? Are you uh, doing? Are you easing so that you can rest here and now? And if there are any people, things, tasks, to-dos, or whatever on your mind right now, just consciously give yourself the permission to get back to them after this meditation if it is still urgent. And give yourself the space, your dedication to this moment together. And then, if there are any tensions in your body, invite them to surrender, to be held by the gravity, cell by cell. Let the weight of your cells drop down, and trust and be held by the surface that you're on. And bring your awareness to your heart. And sense how your heart is today, both physically, emotionally, what thoughts come up, the personal layer of that heart. And let your presence, let your awareness touch, caress those layers. As your awareness touches those layers of your personality, the physical, the emotional, mental, witness what happens, and if anything happens. See if there's an opening to a deeper layer of your heart. And if there is, what can you find there? So as we surrender to the gravity, we surrender to be held by the planet Earth. We are also striving, we are penetrating through the different layers of our being to know the truth, to connect with God. And so see how this interplay between surrender and striving takes place in your experience right now. Can your breathing support you in this process? And if so, how does it do that? How does your breathing support you penetrating through the layers of your heart, surrendering, giving your consent, while you are also surrendering your physical form on the altar of life. There is also a mantra for giving our consent. You can just hear my words silently in your mind. Thou who didst call me to the path of labor, accept my fitness and my desire. Accept my labor, because by day and by night thou beholdest me. Manifest thy hand, because great is the darkness I follow thee. And from this, as a personality and as a soul, give your best and your worst on the altar of life to fuel it and pray, demand that the door be at the back of your heart, between your shoulder blades, opens up and you are pulled up the stream. Pulled up the stream until you find another center, the heart of the next sphere. And see if you can still flow up the stream to another center, to another heart of another sphere. Again, see the interplay between striving and surrendering take place and how they fuse or dissolve into one. Now we can just sense all of our cores together as one. And from this oneness, can you sense the vibrational frequency of the purpose of this group being? Purpose is not a mission, it's not a job title, it's a vibrational frequency that pervades everything that is. If you can sense the quality of the purpose, then just name it for yourself. Let it vibrate in your being, in the one being that is all of us here, and as an extension, also through your individual body. And you can ask yourself, what is the piece that I need to know and ground at this time, at this point of time, about the purpose of this group being, of this one life that we are accessing as a group, but extends out to all life. And just stay open and receptive to whatever images, sensations, even words may come up for you. Then turning our awareness to the other end of the polarity, the will. And as we have the purpose, the vibrational frequency of this one life, how does this will move you? How and where How does it put you in your place? And where is that place? With whom? Where on the planet? Do you just sense into that as a cell, this oneness, as this oneness? What is your piece to know and ground for the year ahead as we prepare for the Shambhala impact in Vesak to 2025? Allow the interplay between the purpose and the will to play out until they dissolve into each other, revealing that one being behind all dualities. Rest in that being. Allow that one being descend through the centers that we went up the stream. So let it come down those same centers all the way down to your physical heart, this physical body. Let it find a direct connection of your matter with your matter, activating the one being at the core of your atoms, or in the atoms of your physical body. And if you can sense fire, if you can sense the electric fire or fire by friction, allow that to burn. Allow that to burn anything that is not supporting, anything that is not aligned with the inner divinity that we and you just discovered. And see if you can give your consent for that purification process. For that destruction, purification, reorganization, and integration. Knowing that the burning is not just today during this meditation, but it is an ongoing process for the whole year ahead, wherever it is needed. Also knowing that through this process that we set ourselves to first, as this is an energy that needs to be directed at the self first before transmitting it into the surroundings, knowing that once you surrender to this process, you will become, we will become a transmitter of this energy for those who are in need of that, whether they be people, animals, plants, or minerals. And the soul calls the arising sign. The seed must be planted into the center, into the fire. Aries, will and power. The response comes from the pledged disciple. I come forth, and from the plane of mind I rule. And so what seeds are you planting this new moon? As we slowly come to completion of this guided journey, I invite you to bring your awareness back to your heart and let that energy descend through your base into the core of the earth and rise up through your crown to the core of the galaxy. And let that energy vibrate through your spinal column, Sushumna. Let it activate that. And let that one life at the heart of your center, at the center of your heart, also tap into that Sushumna and connect to the Antakarana so that the connection between the earth and the earth's monad is actively vibrating through you. And finally, give your body whatever it needs at this point to feel completed with this meditation. Whether that be a bit of stretch or deeper breath or sit or something else. And when you feel complete, I invite you back to our shared space on the screen. And if there is any seeds of this group being that wants to be planted together, let them be voiced, let them be heard. And I invite you after this meditation to, if you have just an invitation, not a necessity, but an invitation to have the new moon offering and give it to the land. Plant the seed of whatever you received together. In case I did not mention it earlier, I just want to make sure that I give the credit where it's due. This meditation was an application from the meditation by Bruce Lyon. And so I tweaked it apparently, but it's the original is from Bruce Lyon, so just want to be transparent about that. Is there anything that wants to be shared, given to the group feel together? I found this meditation one that I could actually join myself. And I found it deeply nourishing and deeply powerful in the sense that I could feel our force connecting and starting to form the field together. And personal peace that came through me today has to do with utilizing my financial skills from the past lives, where I was a investment banker in the Wall Street of New York, and to bring wealth, that was the word, came to me, that to bring wealth for this work for those who need it. And let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll start learning how to invest in this life. I am learning money skills, and I'm learning things about money. But it's interesting that it's taking me to this direction. Also, visiting Japan came up again, so I will do a pilgrimage to Japan. I know that it's with somebody, and I don't know who that is with. Let's see. I guess that's for me now. Thank you for joining me today. One last call. Is there anybody wanting to share anything or say anything? And it's totally fine if you don't. Thank you. I wish you new blessings.